For right now, I don't have an exact date of when the EP drops. I'm Rosa May Alaba. I was born and raised in Vienna, Austria. People would say that I'm a crazy girl. I'm very loud. I love to sing. I love to entertain people. I'm a musician. I'm a recording artist. I'm into Afrobeats. My dad is originally from Nigeria and my mom is from the Philippines, but I was born and raised in Vienna, Austria. Both my parents came to Vienna to study. My mom came here as a nurse, and my dad came here to study in nursing school as well. So that's when they met here through friends. So my parents were here already. That's why I was born and raised in Vienna. Growing up, I listened to a lot of reggae music actually because my mom really loved reggae music. My dad used to be an artist as well. My mom used to sing, so we grew up with a lot of music in our household. I started listening to Lauryn Hill a lot. I started listening to big artists like Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey, all these like big major artists like Michael Jackson. Okay, so Nigeria means a lot to me because that's where my roots are. Nigeria is a country where my dad comes from. Since my dad is coming from Nigeria to Austria, he brought a lot of tradition and culture with him. But growing up in Austria is also beautiful. Austria is a very small country. Vienna is a very small city as well. It's very calm, a lot of nature, a lot of mountains. So it's actually nice to have the best of both worlds because Nigeria is very hectic, a lot of people, very vibrant, and Vienna is very little, calm, and small. There's literally no comparison to Nigeria. Nigeria is a vibe. You cannot mix it with European countries because Nigeria is very, like the people in West Africa in general, are very strong in their roots. They have their own culture, they have their own tradition, and they will bring it up with you. They have this fire in them that you cannot compare to Europe. I was 16 years old when I went to audition at this casting show called Pop Stars. It's a huge casting show in Germany. And they came to Austria to do like the Austria version of it. So I was 16 at the time. I was the youngest as well. But my parents were always very supportive of me. So I went to do the casting show and they took me in. Fortunately, I made it into the band. But to be honest, it was definitely a big learning experience for me being in the music industry as well. Because at this young age, you don't really know how the music industry works. And what I come to find out is that you don't have a lot of saying when it comes to your music. There are people who are choosing the music for you. You don't really own rights. I still had like the best time of my life because I was really young. So for me, it was the best experience I could ever have at this age. The thing is, I always knew that I wanted to perform my own songs. I always knew that because growing up, I started to play the guitar, I started to play the piano, started to write my own songs. So for me, it was difficult to play by somebody else's rules. And it's kind of hard to not be true to yourself in that business. And that's why I'm saying, like, at this age, it was the best experience for me because then I knew what I want and what I don't want. Did a lot of televisions, we did a lot of tours. Yeah, it was amazing because I also loved the girls I was in the band with. I was with two other girls in the band, and it was so much fun, to be honest. And the school was really supportive of me because at that time I was in acting school. I missed a lot of things that I had to then recover from it. I love to entertain people. I love being on stage. It doesn't matter to me if it's like in acting or in music. I think both of them go hand in hand together. Like it helps me a lot to even like do music videos or be on stage, connect with the people. My first love was always music, but I developed a love for acting as well. I definitely want to go back into acting more, tapping into different things. I don't like to hold myself small. I like to try everything out and I love to go out of my comfort zone and challenge myself as well. So I will definitely pursue my acting career further. I like to travel to Nigeria because doing Afrobeats, it has to be authentic. And it helped me a lot to connect with my roots again. Every time I'm producing music, I go back to Nigeria and do a songwriting camp over there. And that's how the song came about. I was in the studio with my producer, Baby Beats, and a beautiful songwriter called Molly. And it was the three of us just vibing on the beat. We wanted to have a really simple song that everybody can connect with. People in Africa, but also around the world, in Europe or in Austria. That's what we put like synthesizers in. We put a lot of repetition in the hook, and I feel like everybody can connect with that song. While I'm recording the music, I already imagine stuff in my head. So I love to connect to the director to also like give my input into things and also finding the right director to elevate my ideas. So I feel like Leroy and I did a great job on that. Growing up, now that I'm older, I realized that all my different routes can exist side by side. I don't have to choose just one. And music is so diverse nowadays that you actually have the ability to do so. I don't want to be boxed in just because I grew up in Vienna. I don't want to be boxed in because my mom is from the Philippines and my dad is from Nigeria. If I have the chance to combine all in one, then I would do it. For me, more was the beginning of this new era. More is going to be part of my new EP as well. And I love the sound, the mixture of the sound that we did, the fusion, the Afro fusion. And this is going to be part of my EP as well. So you'll get a lot of more different sounds on my music where I fuse Afro beats with European pop. So I'm excited about that. I am so excited about the new EP. It's called Maytopia. It's the May from Rose May and Topia, Utopia, my own world, basically. I called it Maytopia because I wanted to let the audience feel where I come from when I put out my music. The fusion of like where I grew up, but also where my parents come from. I have a lot of features, Nigerian artists like Odumodu Black, the hottest artist right now. Then Young John, who's an amazing artist as well, and Tariq, who's also a newcomer from Nigeria. So I'm so excited for people to be able to listen to the EP. For right now, I don't have an exact date or when the EP drops. The only thing that I can say is that the EP is going to be called Maytopia by Rose May, and you're going to see a whole different world of my own, and I'm so excited about that. The whole project is called Maytopia because every single song has their own vibe. I feel like as an artist, I love to be able to work with people that the connection and energy matches. Sometimes you can end up in a studio and you don't connect with the producer, and it's kind of hard to create something because creation comes out of emotions. And if you don't feel safe in that space, it can disrupt a lot of work. If you listen to my music from like the whole project I've been putting out, you can actually see my transitions really well. I grew so much in the last years, and I think it was necessary to go back home to Nigeria to pursue this authenticity. So I always like to share my music with my friends and get their opinion on stuff. So once I shared it with Camilo, I asked him if he loved the song, and he said he loved it so much. And then I asked him if he wants to jump on the song, and he said for sure. So he did his own verse on the song, and it came out really dope. People loved it, and yeah, that's how the collaboration came about. Amazing three artists who's going to be on my EP. I feel like this also shows diversity of the music that I'm going putting out. Right now, I'm actually not doing a lot of acting. I'm so focused on music, and music takes a lot of time. Since I'm also an independent artist, so I have my own label. So it needs a lot of my focus right now. So for 2025, I'm already in the midst of planning my tour. I think also Netherlands is on the list. I don't know when yet, but I think Netherlands is on the list.